This is just for test purpose because we need to check whether your JVM is working correctly or your Java installation is done correctly. So I told you to install JDK as well as Eclipse also. So I hope everyone has downloaded that. So we'll first start program in Eclipse. So everyone open your Eclipse. Then create a new Java project. Just give the project name as your class name or whatever you want to give, you can give that. So we are going to create only one project here. Okay, so one project, and this one project, we are going to do all the programs in the same project. We are not going to create separate projects for every topic. Only we are going to create separate packages for every topic. Okay, so project name will be the same. So I am giving the name as Stu Valley. Whenever you are giving the project name, it's true, it must start with capital letter and don't give any space. Okay, don't give any space in that name. If you want to give space, instead of space, you can simply give underscore. It should never start with any number. Okay, if you want to give any number as a starting point, you can give it. But यहाँ पे सिर्फ मैंने एक project name दिया है, that is True Valley. Whatever your JDK installation will be, that will be by default available here. Whatever your JRE, that is nothing but the Java runtime environment you have downloaded, that will be available here. Okay, don't change it. Keep it as it is. Next. And finish. So this will be the project structure. May everyone has a different project structure according to your Eclipse. Okay, so whatever the Eclipse version you are using, according to that, it will be different. So this is the by default project structure where we can see the JRE system. So here you can see inside the JRE, you can see all the Java related installation files, jar files. So this is a Java base file. Here, all the different packages are there, library packages, and we are going to use these are nothing but the library packages. So whenever we require, we are going to use these packages in our program. Okay? So you can see here one SRC folder. Whatever the Java code you want to do, you need to create that file here into the SRC. So first program we are going to do. So first we will create one new. Right click on the SRC folder or go to the file menu. Use the new and then create class. Okay, use class. We are not going to give any package name for here right now. We will see that later. Name of this will be, I'm giving test. Okay, so the class name should start with capital letter, same as the project name. You cannot give spaces while giving the class name. Okay, other things we will see later. Other rules. Okay, don't change anything here, just finish. Okay, you can select your public static void main and then finish. So the main method will be automatically added in your program. So this is the main method. Here, everything whatever we are going to learn, that we are going to, right now we are going to write it inside the main method. Okay, so this is the important method of Java programming. So first we are going to test, therefore we will write down one statement, that is system.out.println. System.out.println. Inside that we will, this is a method. Okay, this is a method, that's where the traces are there. Inside that we want to display something on our screen as output, that we are going to write it down inside double quotes. So inside the double quotes, I am simply giving one statement, that is hello world. This first program of Java. Okay. whatever you want to display it as the output of this program should be inside this double quotes. We are going to see why this is main method. We are need to write क्यों लिखना है, डिफरेंट इन सब का मीनिंग क्या है, ये सब कुछ हम देखने वाले हैं लैटर. दिस इज जस्ट टू टेस्ट पर्पस कि आपका इंस्टॉलेशन सक्सेसफुल हुआ है कि नहीं, वो टेस्ट करने के लिए हमने एक प्रोग्राम लिखा है. जस्ट राइट दिस प्रोग्राम एंड देन वी विल सी नेक्स्ट पॉइंट्स. ओके, use your Eclipse, create one project. Inside that project, use the src folder, create one class. You can give any name to that class. Create a main method inside it and write one statement just to test your JDK installation is successful. Okay, once you write it down, then we will execute this program. And please try to do the programming within the class itself, within the session itself. So if anyone has any problem or any exceptions, we will be able to solve it here in the session itself. Okay. Once we complete, let me know. Create project, create Java file, or create class. Basically, I will explain these things one by one. Inside that, write the main method and just simply write one statement to test our program. Okay, done. So we will execute this program. For execution, use this arrow button, or in the class where you have written the main method, just right click that class, go to the run as and run as Java application. This is the shortcut also here. You can use a shortcut also. Okay. So when you execute this program as a run application, then you can see the output here in the console. Okay. Open this console. You can see whatever we have written inside the system.out.println. The same statement is visible here in our console. That is nothing but our program. Okay. This is the program output. So what steps this program follows when you execute any program? When you are executing run as application, if you are doing run as application, Java application, then what steps will be followed, that we will see here. So whenever you are creating any class in Java program or Java project, okay, so whenever you have created this Java class, okay, this file is stored as .java. The extension of this file is .java. Okay, that means it is identified as Java source file. So this is known as the Java source file. Whenever you have written this Java source file and we have executed it as run as a Java application, then where to take string type? Adi, I don't understand your question. So when this Java source file, first step is Java compilation. Okay. So Java C is a compiler. You can check this Java C in your JRE installation. So JRE folder has this Java C compiler. Okay. So this Java C compiler compiles the program, whatever your Java source file is. After compilation, your .class file gets created. That is nothing but the Java bytecode. Okay. So Java bytecode gets created and you can view that Java bytecode, or you can see that .class file. It is encrypted basically. We cannot see that, but I will show you where it is created. So in the same folder, जहाँ पे आपने installation किया है Eclipse का, who are speaking, those who are unmuted themselves, please mute yourself. Everyone mute yourself.
ఉంటాం కదా, నేర్చుకుంటూ వేస్ట్ నేర్చుకుంటూ వదిలేసాడు. ఇప్పుడు ఏమంటారు, చేయి అంటే ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తాయి?
Yes, that is the base standard main method में standard है string type. Okay, you cannot change it. If you want to change, you can write down another main method, but the basic main method is executed the same with as the string type. Okay, this is the standard syntax of the main method. You cannot change it, but you can write another one if you want. Okay, Ali? Okay, 1 second, I will show you the dot class file to you. So wherever you have created this project, in the same project, you can view there is one file, folder. First one is the src folder where we are writing our .java files. Okay. So this is our .java file, source file. And in the same folder, the bin folder gets created, and in this bin folder, all the .class files are gets created. So the .class file, if you are trying to open it with your notepad, you cannot see it clearly because it is encrypted. It is a byte code. You are not able to understand this, but this .class file or this byte code is understandable by our machine. So the first step, when our .source file, .java file, compiler first converts it, compiles it, and converts it into Java bytecode. Okay. So once the Java bytecode is created, .class file, and this .class file is going to, for execution purpose, or converting into the machine code by the JVM. Okay. So we have already seen all these points. That is, this .class file is going to the class loader, then the runtime data areas, and then the execution engine. We have seen the purpose of these three subparts of JVM, right? So this JVM is basically converting that .class file or this bytecode into machine code and showing you the output which we are able to see in our Eclipse console, right? So whatever the console output is, it is nothing but the machine code. First, the machine code is converted and then the output is shown to you. Okay. So this is the output you can see here. So basic steps are, first the compilation will be done, then the interpretation will be done. Okay. So as we have seen, this Java was developed on the concept of Gora concept, that is write once, run anywhere. Okay. Because which runs on Java virtual machine. Because of Java virtual machine, we can say that it is a platform independent language. Because of only this Java virtual machine, we can say that Java is a platform independent and it works on this concept like write once, run anywhere. Okay. Then compiler compiles this Java file, that is source file, and creates the .class file, that is Java bytecode. And this .class file is input into the JVM, which loads and executes the class file. Okay. And we will get the output, that is machine code converted. Now we will see what is compiler, interpreter, and debugger. These are different parts in our Java or any programming language have these parts. So C and C++ only works on compiler. Java is compiled and interpreted language. That is why we have the compiler and interpreter as well as the debugger also. Okay, so what is the use of compiler? Compiler is nothing but scans your program. Okay, whatever the source code is, compiler compiles the program and if there are any syntactical errors in your program. If there are syntactical errors, that will be shown to you as error. Once that errors are gone, then the compiler will create. Please mute yourself, everyone. Is this scans the entire program and translate the whole into the machine code at once. And first of all, the compiler's work is to compile the program, nothing but finding the syntactical errors, if any, in your program. Next one is the interpreter. Interpreters, what it does, so interpreter translates the one by one statement of your program. Okay. It will not simply scan the entire program and translate the whole program at once. It will take one line by line code statement. ठीक है, suppose this is the statement, that system.out.println statement. So this will be taken by the interpreter and then it will be converted into machine code, only that statement. Okay, it will not execute or convert into the machine code. Everything will be not be converted at once. The one by one statement will be converted into machine code. Okay, so this is the difference between compiler and interpreter. Source code, compiler compiles complete program and convert it into machine code at once and the output will be shown. And interpreter, source code, interprets one statement at a time and shows you the output. Okay, so this is the line by line conversion and execution of your program, that is interpreter's work. We use Java C command to compile our program. Okay, Java C will be used for compilation purpose. First, you have to compile your program and then you have to execute it. So we use Java command to execute or to interpret and execute the program. So there are two different commands in the Java, Java C and Java. Okay, Java C is used for compilation purpose and for interpretation purpose we use Java. So that is why Java program, जब भी आप लिखते हो कोई भी Java program, it needs to go through two stages. First one is the compilation and second one is the interpretation. सारे programs आपके Java के source code को दो stages से जाना पड़ता है, compilation as well as interpretation. First step is always compilation and then second step is interpretation. ठीक है, third one is the debugger. Debugger is used to test your program and debug. Means अगर आपके program में कोई errors है at the execution time, bugs hai, right? So we need to identify those and that will the work of debugger. So you can debug your program line by line and find out any bugs are there in your program, okay, or in your system. So this is the act of finding out where in the code application is going wrong or finding the bugs. You can say that finding the bugs. So with the help of debugger, you can debug and get rid of those bugs by resolving your issues. So JDB command is there in our Java, which is used for debugging purpose. But in Eclipse, as Eclipse is an IDE, nothing but the IDE, that is integrated development environment, it is everything is here combined. So the debugging in Eclipse is very easy. How to debug? We will see that in one program later. Okay. So these are command line commands. Okay, Java C, Java, JDB, and there are many also. These are command line commands to compile and execute Java program. So in Eclipse, we don't need this because these gets fired automatically when you use the run as Java application option. Okay, but if you are using command line to execute your Java file, then we need to use these commands to execute and your program. Okay. So I have explained this. So this is the completion of your first module. Now we are going to start with your second module, that is Java fundamentals, where we are going to see your structure of a program, syntax of a Java program, basic data types, variables, and their declaration rules. So as we have seen here, we have already seen the basic program here, okay? But we have not yet seen the structure of the program. So what is the structure of the program? Structure of a program is there are different sections, predefined sections in the Java program, which you can use those. Okay, it is not compulsory. What is compulsory statement or what is the compulsory section, that I will explain. So in the structure of a program, first section always is a documentation section. Okay, so documentation section means if you want to write down anything about your program, so we can use this double backslash, always used for single line comment. Okay, slash and star, star and slash. Okay, this is a multi-line comment. This is a multi-line comment. Okay, so here these are two different ways to write down the documentation section. So first section is documentation section, जहाँ पे आपको कुछ भी documentation करना है, मतलब related to that program, अगर आपको लिखना है कि क्या है what you are writing here, what is the purpose of this program, that you can write here in the documentation section. So always the first section is the documentation section. Then second section is your package statement. Okay, so we have not created any package here, that's why you cannot see here. But when we create one package, you will be able to see this, the package statement, or I will write down here. Package statement always include the package keyword and the name of the package. So I will write down here module 1. Okay, this is the name of the package. Package is nothing but your folder, सब folder. ठीक है, आपके SRC में सब folder create होता है module 1 से. That is nothing but the package, and this is the package statement after the documentation section. Package statements always include package related information. This is not a part of our code. ठीक है, ये code का part नहीं है. It is not important. So I will simply write it down as a comment section. So this is package section. Second is package section. Okay. Third one is import statements. ठीक है, import statements are nothing but if any other, as I said, we have seen here the library classes are there, library files are there in the JRE, everything. These are packages, and in these packages there are multiple .class files. Okay, these are library files, library classes. So if you want to use any of these, we have to import that, we have to link it first. ठीक है, तो लिंक करने के लिए या इंपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा उसमें से जो भी आप यूज कर रहे हो. दैट विल बी द थर्ड सेक्शन, import statements. Import statement we will see later in our program. ठीक है, जहां पे जरूरत है तब देखेंगे import statement. So this will be your third section in your program, that is import statements. This placement is important. कौन सा section कहाँ पे आना चाहिए ये important है. You cannot change the sequence. You have to use the same sequence. Okay. After that, you can use the interface statements. If there are any interfaces you want to write down in the same file, then you can use the interface statement. Is the next section after the import statements. This is optional. Okay. This is also optional. Package statement is optional. Documentation section is optional. Everything is optional, but the placement of these sections should be the same. चाहे जैसे दिए है वैसे ही आपको यूज करने पड़ते हैं. You cannot write the import statement before the package statement. You cannot write the package statement after the interface statement. No, the sections are fixed. You have to use the same section sequence. After this interface, you can write down the class definitions. जैसे हमने लिखा है class definitions, and inside that main method. ठीक है, so this is the class definition section. Class definition, inside that we are writing the main method. Okay, so class definition and the main method is the part of structure of a program. Clear? And here in the main method, okay, main method class and main method definition is same. So this class test has the main method. That is why we can say that this test class is main method class. जिस class में main method रहेगा उसी class को हम main method class बोलते हैं. So you can write down multiple class definitions here in the same .java file. Okay, so .java file may include multiple class statements, multiple class definitions, but only one public class or only one main method class. ठीक है, so this test is main method class. Okay, main method class. Test class is nothing but the main method class. Why? Because this main method class includes the main method. ठीक है, so whenever you are creating any class file, then whatever the name you are giving to this Java file, that should match with the main method class name. ठीक है, मेन मेथड का क्लास नेम जो भी रहेगा वही आपको फाइल सेव करते टाइम देना होता है. द नेम शुड मैच विद द मेन मेथड क्लास नेम, ठीक है, दोनों सेम होना चाहिए। एंड दैट क्लास, जो भी मेन मेथड क्लास है, दैट शुड बी पब्लिक। Project creation. Okay, I will explain one more time. Open your Eclipse, go to the file, new. So from new, just select the Java project. Give any name to this project. Don't change anything here. ठीक है, जो भी JDK इंस्टॉलेशन है, जो भी डिफॉल्ट आपका JRE है, वो यहाँ पे आपको दिखेगा. Just give this anything name. Location will be the workspace related, जो भी आपने क्रिएट किया होगा वही रहेगा. Go to the next. You can see here the src folder is created, ठीक है. If you want to add any more, you can use the below links, ठीक है. यहाँ पे आपको और कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. The projects, libraries, etc. If you want to add external jars, we are going to add it here. But अभी के लिए कुछ जरूरत नहीं है. Just use the same and the finish, ठीक है. After finishing, you can see here output folder name. Same project folder में आपका ये folder create होगा bin, जो मैंने अभी आपको दिखाया, where we are storing the dot class files. Okay, that gets automatically stored. You don't have to do it. It will get automatically stored. ठीक है. So this project gets created in the given file, and after creation of the project, the structure will look like this or any similar to this. ठीक है. You just have to find out your src folder from your package structure. ठीक है. ये आपका प्रोजेक्ट स्ट्रक्चर है, पैकेज एक्सप्लोरर में दिखेगा. So you just have to find out the src folder. Once you find out the src folder, here we can write down the different classes or source files. So that is why here we will create, right click on the src folder, new, and create a class. Okay, यहाँ पे आपको class create करना है. Give the name of the class. You can skip the package name also. If you want to give, you can give the package name. Don't change anything, just give the name here. Click the main method creation, public static void main, and finish. Okay, once you do that, you can see the same structure in your program. ठीक है. So यहाँ पे सिर्फ हमने ये एक स्टेटमेंट यहाँ पे ऐड किया है. That's it. Remember that जब भी आप फाइल नेम, जब आपने यहाँ पे फाइल नेम क्रिएट किया था, okay, I will create one more, test2. ठीक है. I am not creating main method here. So public class test2 is created. I can create multiple class files here. Okay, multiple classes you can write inside the one source file. Source file means जो भी file है .java is nothing but your source file. The source file name is test2. So this test2 and this public class should be your main class. ठीक है. जो भी आपका पब्लिक क्लास है, जो भी आपने नेम दिया है, वो आपका मेन क्लास रहना चाहिए. That means you cannot write the main method here in the test3. You have to write the main method here in the test2. You can write it here, but no issue with that. आप लिख सकते हो, ऐसा नहीं है कि आप लिख नहीं सकते. You can write it, but जब भी class should be public, the main method should include it, then this class is known as the main method class, and whenever that public class you are writing, that should be saved into its own file or own src source file. Okay, test3 को हम test2 में सेव कर सकते हैं. It is get stored. You can write multiple class definitions. ठीक है, but test3 से हम फाइल सेव नहीं कर सकेंगे because public classes should be written in their own source file. ठीक है, public classes जितने भी रहेंगे, though it is a main method class or not, it should be saved in different files. ठीक है. बाकी नॉर्मल क्लासेस जो है डिफॉल्ट एक्सेसिबिलिटी के साथ, वो आप कितने भी एक सोर्स फाइल में लिख सकते हो. ओके, सो दिस इज वन एग्जांपल. and the different sections or different parts of a Java program. This is nothing but the structure of a Java program. Okay? We have already seen this single line comment and multi-line comment also. ठीक है? Any doubt till here, anyone? किसी को कुछ doubt है यहाँ तक? Okay, we have already done this program, Hello World program. This is the name of the Java file. It's a comment section, name of the Java class, public static void main method of Java, main method block, and class definition block. Okay, everything we have seen clearly, and we have executed this also. Clear? सबका प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूशन हो चुका है, किसी का नहीं हुआ है, they need to check their JDK installation or Eclipse installation. If you have any doubts or any problem, let me know. We will solve that. Otherwise, we will go forward with the next terminologies. किसी को कुछ पूछना है? Okay. So any programming language has few terminologies. Okay, so these 4 terminologies are nothing but we say that any programming language. It can be C, C++, Java, Python. Every programming language has the same terminologies used. Only the difference is the purpose is also same. Only the difference is little bit difference are there. New data types, new variable types, etc. Okay? So the terminologies are keywords, identifiers, data types, variables, access modifiers, specifiers, non-access modifiers, operators, decision statements, control statements, loop controls. Okay? These terminologies are there in every programming language. So we will start with the keywords part. Keywords, Java has some few keywords. Okay? Java has few keywords. Those keywords are nothing but the reserved words. जो reserved है Java में, those are known as Java keywords, and you cannot use those for as a variable name. Yeah, okay. As variable names, method names, etc. Okay, so Java keywords are reserved words in every programming has the keywords. Okay, Java has its set of keywords. You can see, for example, abstract, case, catch, char, class. These are all different keywords which has a fixed meaning. We use these keywords in our programming for fixed purpose. ठीक है, जो यूजर से हम चेंज नहीं कर सकते, which it cannot be changed by the user. These keywords are all are case sensitive, all are basically in the small cases. We never use it into uppercase. Okay, everything is inside the lowercase. In our program, we have used few keywords. Those keywords are package, class, public, static, void. So whatever you can see here in the colored part, ठीक है, जो कलर्ड में आपको दिख रहा है, that is nothing but the keywords. So Eclipse has the keywords are colored so that we can identify them very easily. ठीक है, so Eclipse में ये फीचर है जहां पे आप colored way में देख सकते हो सारे keywords. Yes. So Java has 52 set of keywords. Okay, so these are which are reserved words. You cannot use those as a variable name, class name, etc. So you cannot create a class with the class as itself. You cannot use the name static itself. ठीक है, तो ऐसे कुछ keywords है जो keywords आपको use नहीं करने हैं as a variable name, as a class name and method name. All these are case sensitive. All these are in lower cases. Okay. Then Java identifiers. Identifiers are nothing but the classes, class names, method names, and variable names which we are going to create in our Java program. All are known as Java identifiers. Okay. All these are identifiers. There are some basic rules to write down these. Class names कैसे लिखने हैं, variable names कैसे लिखने हैं, method names कैसे लिखने हैं. What should be the correct way to write down these identifiers? Those are listed here. Okay? So Java identifier has some rules. First rule is always it should start with a letter. कैपिटल A to Z or small a to Z. ठीक है, it should start with a currency character or an underscore. Apart from this, you cannot use numbers, special characters as a identifier. ठीक है, identifiers, ये rules आपको बहुत important है while sorry, while writing any program or application in company also. ठीक है, so these rules need to be clearly understood. Just check the rules. Okay, so always identifier should start with a letter. It always start, you can use the currency character or underscore also, but mostly we use the letters itself to start or to begin with. Okay, after the first character you can use any combination of characters. Okay, whatever you want to use, any numbers, you want to use any characters, आप कुछ भी use कर सकते हो. Digits and underscore, special characters are not allowed. Only characters are allowed, dollar sign and the underscore. Apart from that you cannot use hyphen, equal to वगैरह, ये कुछ characters आप use नहीं कर सकते हो. ठीक है, it always have the combination of characters, digits and underscore. A keyword cannot be used as an identifier, as I already explained. Screen is not visible. Screen is not visible, everyone. आपको screen visible नहीं है?
No, ma'am, your video is blocked, I think.
Is it now?
No, ma'am, not yet. Ma'am, stop sharing and send it again.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's visible.
Okay, so the third is a keyword cannot be used as an identifier. Okay, I have already explained that. Then most importantly, identifiers are always case sensitive and unique. Every variable should have a unique name, every method should have a unique name, and every classes should have a unique name. It always follows the camel cases. ठीक है, जो भी name आप दे रहे हो, it always follows the camel cases. Camel cases means first letter should be small case and next letter should be capital case. ठीक है, अगर यहाँ पे हमें कुछ देना है, ये main method है. So if I want to use, this should be the camel case, जहाँ पे main is the name as well as I am using the ABC also, characters also. ठीक है, alphabets also here. So this should be in the camel cases. You cannot use the spaces. If you want to use, then you can use underscore or dollar sign. ठीक है, apart from that you cannot use precision वगैरह, equal to sign, ये कुछ भी आप use नहीं कर सकते हो in the class name, in the method name or in the variable name. All this follows the camel cases. If you want to use, you can use any combination of the digits, letters or characters, but the character must be only underscore. Special characters में सिर्फ underscore and dollar ही आएगा. ठीक है, apart from these two characters we cannot use any other character. It always uses. Why we need to use this or write down as a unique? Because you need to identify it uniquely. You need to understand whenever you are giving any name to any method or variable or class, you need to understand, or in company you are not the only one who is using the same classes, right? Other people are also using it or referring the same class. So other people are also able to understand why you have written this class, why you have written this method, what is the purpose of it, that you need to, as well as the others from your employees also or other colleagues also need to understand. That's why name should be unique and it should be meaningful always. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे आप मीनिंगफुल नेम और फॉर एन आइडेंटिफायर यूज करोगे. देन केस सेंसिटिव एंड इट शुड बी यूनिक. ऑलरेडी एक शोन यू द एग्जांपल, तो एक एग्जांपल तो मैंने आपको मेथड का ऑलरेडी दिखाया. ठीक है, सो इलीगल आइडेंटिफायर्स का एग्जांपल है, यू कैन नॉट स्टार्ट इट विथ एनी न्यूमेरिक नंबर और एनी apart from underscore and dollar, you cannot use any other symbol also. Okay, these are the rules for Java identifiers. Then basic data types are there. For example, integer, float, character, string, and boolean. So common data types are integer. Any numeric value you can store into integer. With symbol plus minus signs, you can use those also. So we will write down here the same program. I will show you the basic. For writing the integer type of data, you can use int data type, variable name, and any value. When you want to store precision values, that means pointer values, you can use float. Okay. So whenever in Java you have to write down the float value, you have to add f character here as a literal to specify that this is the float value, precision value. Then if you want to write down some characters, character always have the single character. Okay. So you can use the char data type where you can write down any single character. कोई भी कैरेक्टर हो सकता है आपके कीबोर्ड पे जितने भी कीज है एवरीवन हैज कैरेक्टर्स ठीक है और एवरीथिंग इज नथिंग बट द कैरेक्टर इटसेल्फ देन स्ट्रिंग व्हेन यू वांट टू राइट डाउन नेम एड्रेस एक्सेट्रा so just string data है which is a combination of characters, letters, digits, symbols, etc. Then you can go for the string data type. You can write down anything that should be in the double quotes. Okay, characters are always stored in or written into the single quotes, and strings are also always written into double quotes. Okay, this is string. And last one is boolean. Okay, I have shown you integer, floating point, character, string, and boolean. So boolean always have two values only, that is true or false. We will see the boolean, all these data types in detail later. ठीक है, तो boolean अगर आपको लिखना है, then you need to use the boolean data type, and the value it can be true or false. ठीक है, so you can see the color it changed. That means it is nothing but the keyword. ठीक है, ये keyword है, ये keyword है. Apart from string, everything is keyword. ठीक है, so these are basic data types. In any programming language has these data types. ठीक है, string is स्ट्रिंग में थोड़ा सा इशू हो सकता है क्योंकि कभी कभी मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वी यूज द कैरेक्टर, बट एवरी programming language has a string data type also. Okay, so these are common data types in every programming language. Now we will see variables. What do you mean by variables? Wherever you are storing the data, ठीक है, as everyone has a name. ठीक है, जब भी आप पैदा होते, कोई भी पैदा होता है तो हम उसको एक नेम देते हैं. Why we are giving names to that? You cannot call A इधर आओ, O इधर आओ, B इधर आओ. No, right? We are giving names. Why we are giving names? We need to what we can say? We have to call that person by that name, right? इसके लिए हम एक नाम देते हैं. हर एक इंसान को, हर एक एनिमल को भी नाम होते हैं, right? वैसे ही whenever you want to store any data into your program, any application, then you need to give some name to that memory location where you are storing this value. जहां पे आपको ये डेटा स्टोर करना है, उस डेटा को आपको तो पता नहीं होगा where we are storing this or where I am writing this statement, right? As a programmer, I know that I am writing this statement, but internally when we execute this program, memory allocation will be done. We have seen where these memory gets allocated. कौन सा memory कहाँ पे कैसे allocate होता है, we have seen already in the JVM architecture, right? तो ये memory store होगा, तो उस memory address को हम नहीं जानते कि वो कौन से memory address पे जाके store हुआ है, right? We don't know where this data is stored in our system, right? Memory is allocated, that is correct. but we don't know the address of that memory where it is stored. So that is why we are giving some name to that memory location just to use later that variable or value. Okay, that memory location is nothing but your, or name given to that memory location is nothing but your variable name. Okay, that is nothing but variable. So it is actually a name given to a memory location where we store the data. So this is, suppose this is the memory address where we are storing a value, जहाँ पे हमने int num equal to 45 किया है. So 45 gets stored here into this memory address, and that value is stored at this address. We don't know the address. As a programmer, we don't know the address, or anyone that can't understand or not able to retrieve the address of this. Okay. So how will you retrieve? You just have to give one name to that location so that we can use or refer that later. So that is why these variables are also known as data container, because we are storing data into it. Okay. So that is also known as data container. The variables in Java are also known as fields, states, properties, etc. ठीक है. So कोई भी value जब आप कोई variable create करते हो in program, that is nothing but we are giving a name to a memory location where we are storing this data. Understand? Understood this basic data types and the variables? Clear hai? Any doubt in this? Anyone? Till here, anyone has any doubt? I need answers from everyone. Yes. Clear? Okay. So now we are going to start with your third model, that is variables and data types in Java. So we are going to see in detail what are the different variable types in Java. So there are three different types here in the Java. Java variables has three different types, nothing but local variables, instance variables and static variables. Okay. So सबसे पहले तो local variable है. We are seen already the local variable, or the variables we are writing inside any main method or any method, you can say. Okay, any method, whatever the main variables you are declaring inside method block are known as local variables. So these are nothing but we have written inside the main method. That is why these are local variables. Okay, so these are local variables. Local variables. These are available locally. That means only inside this block of method. Okay, we cannot access these outside of the method. Okay, we will see the instance variables and static variables later. Okay, जब static part देखेंगे तब static variables cover होगा, and instance variables when we will see classes and variable classes and objects in detail, that time we will see the instance variables. You know that where the memory gets allocated for the local variables, instance variables and static variables. ये हमने already देखा है JVM architecture में, right? Now there are different number systems we follow in your regular or in mathematical terms or in computer systems also. So the basic is binary numbers. A computer always follow this binary number system, which has only 2 digits, 0 and 1, right? That is we know as machine code or binary code. Okay? Computer always uses this binary number system. In general, whenever you are using any numbers like 11, 12, 15, 20, 27, वगैरह ये जो numbers है, those when we are using for calculation, we always uses the decimal number system, which has the base 10. Nothing but it has 10 digits, 0 to 9, right? We use this in everyday as well as in programming. We use the decimal number system itself. Okay, we have given this value. we have stored this value. It is nothing but the decimal number system. Okay, we are storing the values into decimal number system, but internally it will be converted as a binary number system because computer only understand binary number system, right? As well as there is octal and hexadecimal number systems are there. Octal is always have the base 8 and hexadecimal always have the base 16 values. Hexadecimal has the 16 digits 0 to 9 and A to F. Okay, combination of this. So ye sare you can, all these are numbers. So you can store, if you are writing any program, then you can store all these type of data into integer data type. Okay. Why am I explaining this? Because to understand the data types in Java, you need to understand the different number system as well as the ones and twos complement of any number. Okay. What is the ones and twos complement? Ones complement means any number that is a decimal number which has a base 10 has one bits representation, that is in the binary number system in the format of 0 and 1. We inverse this number from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. This will become your ones complement, and we will add 1 here in with this ones complement, then that number will become twos complement. Okay? So whenever you are giving any number while storing into variable, that number basically stored into your system in the twos complement format. ठीक है, so कोई भी number आप जब store कर रहे हो, suppose this is the number, ठीक है, this is the number, so this number we can see that this number we have given here. ठीक है, for simple example I will use one more. I'm using 1. Okay, so we are using this one value, we are giving this one value, but internally when the memory gets allocated, what it will store? It will first convert it into binary format, then it will convert it into ones complement, then the twos complement gets created, and that twos complement is stored into your system. Okay, so whenever you are able to see only the decimal value. Okay, आपको सिर्फ decimal value दिखता है, but internally computer always converts these decimal values into the twos complement and then it will get stored into your system. ठीक है, तभी आपका twos complement ही store होता है binary number system में कभी भी. ठीक है, so mathematical operation on twos complement is nothing but mathematical operation on binary number. ठीक है, so whatever the binary number is, we can first create the ones complement. Ones complement is always inversing the bits from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. This represents 8 number in the decimal number system. Okay, we can add 1 here in this ones complement value. It will become 1001. It is nothing but the 9 value in the decimal number system, and this is stored for 7 decimal value in our system. ठीक है, so actual में क्या store हो रहा है? 9 store हो रहा है. Okay, so internally it always uses twos complement. Now there are basically two types of data types in Java. First one is the primitive data types, second one is the non-primitive data types. So primitive data types, there are 8 primitive data types: boolean, char, byte, short, int, long, float and double. ठीक है, इसमें से हमने float देखा, int देखा, char देखा, boolean देखा. ठीक है, बाकी सारे अभी हमें देखने हैं. So there are 8 primitive data types. These are divided basically depends upon the type of data. Data type is nothing but we are specifying what type of data you want to store into the variable. Okay, so we are specifying k is a variable name. We want to store integer type of data. That's why we have specified here int. Int is nothing but the integer data type, right? So हमें यहाँ पे numeric data store करना है. That is why we have given the int data type. So if you want to store some other type of data, if you want to store boolean type of data, you can go for boolean. If you want to store numeric type of data, In numeric type, there are two different, again, divisions are there. First division is character value, जहाँ पे आप सिर्फ character store कर सकते हो. Characters are nothing but whatever the keys are there on your keyboard, all are characters. ठीक है. And remember this, whatever the keys are on your keyboard, all are characters. Every key has its is known as character. ठीक है. एक specified character होता है हर एक key के लिए keyboard के. So the character value we can use char data type. Numeric type में integral values है. Again, integral values has two subtypes, integer and floating point. So if you want to store integer data type, integer data, integral data, then you can go for byte, short, int, and long. These are the four integer data types. You can store the data based on the required sizes, or you can say all these data type have its limits. You can store according to, or you can use the data type according to your need. Then the floating point data types are there, float and double. Okay. Non-primitive data types are nothing but string, array, classes, enums, etc. So we are going to see all these one by one. First, we will see the primitive data types. As I said, there are 8 primitive data types. First is Boolean. It always represents only one bit of information. It can be true or false, जो हमने यहाँ पे देखा. So we are storing here Boolean data type. B is the variable name, and we are storing it into true value. So true is always means 1. Okay. If you want to store false, then we use 0. Clear? Understood? Okay. True means 1. If you are giving the value true, that means internally it is storing 1. If you are giving value false, then it will internally store 0. Okay. Because system only understands 0 and 1, right? So this is the syntax. Boolean variable name equal to value. You हमने already देखा है. Default is always false. If you are not giving any value to it, it is always false. Second is char. Char is always store 16 bits, that is 2 bytes of data. 8 bits means 1 byte. Okay. 16 bits is nothing but the memory required to store the data. Okay. Whenever you are creating any char data type to store it, it requires 16 bits of or 2 bytes of data, 2 bytes of memory. Okay. 2 bytes of memory to store this data. And Boolean के लिए लगता है only 1 bit of memory. One bit of memory. Okay. So 2 bytes of memory we require to store any character char data. Okay. So default it always uses Unicode characters. Okay. So range is /u to 000, that is 0 to 65535 characters are there. You can use anything. Okay. Default is always 0. अगर आपने कुछ वैल्यू नहीं दिया है तो वो डिफॉल्ट 0 ही स्टोर करेगा. ठीक है. We will continue with the integer and next data types in the next session. यहाँ तक अगर किसी को कुछ डाउट है तो पूछ लो. Complete this program, execute this program, and remember that you need to execute the programs in the session itself. Okay. Any doubt, anyone? We will see the integer, floating points, and next data types tomorrow in the next session basically. यहाँ तक किसी को कुछ डाउट है तो पूछ लो. Okay, so shall we end for today? Ma'am? If you had any doubt, then you can get it clear immediately. Don't just sit and otherwise आपको समझ में नहीं आएगा. ठीक है. Okay then, bye everyone. We will see in the next session. Yeah, we will share it, Ali. Ma'am, shall we end?
Hello. Class is over, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you guys for the joining.
Thank you, everyone.